How has your rehab gone and how are you feeling?
Yeah, so my rehab's been it's been about 4.5 months to today. I think it's around there. And it's been really good. It's been a lot of rest, which was tough for me, especially not being able to get on the ice and or work out off the ice and work on that side of my game. But gave me the opportunity to see my family lots more and my pets and kind of see lots of back home friends. And there were some positives in it, and there's obviously a lot of negatives is not being able to help the guys out and on the ice, especially watching is really tough. Especially in this year, it's a big year, and watching was really tough on me. But you learn some lessons taking the time off too, and being able to kind of the other side of your life that isn't hockey is nice to get back to and have a little break from that. So it wasn't terrible. And right now, I'm playing on the 4th, so I have 5 days kind of to gear up for my first game, and that'll be missing 50 straight games, which is quite a bit for me. So yeah, the 4th is the date, and I'm feeling really good.
I didn't know that you were coming back the fourth, so that's breaking news to me. So congratulations that you're already there. You started
Thank
off
you.
really hot with 8 goals in 8 games. The first game you played, you scored 4 goals this season. How did that performance make you feel, and what was your mindset going into the game?
Yeah, it was obviously really good and a great feeling to kind of get four off your chest, and it sets you up nice for the season to start and everything that kind of carries on into game two. But before the game, I was just trying to get back to my game. I knew there's gonna be lots of people, and always the antsiness of the first game of the year is so easy to get up for, and all your teammates are so excited, and both teams are. It's almost just a race for the win off the first puck drop. So yeah, it was just an amazing game, and I was playing with two awesome line mates, which obviously is the biggest reason for my success. There's Marcus Wynn and Caleb Hadlin were huge teammates there, and they made it so easy for 4 goals. So it was mostly them, and I wouldn't give myself too much credit for that. But yeah, it sets you up so nice for the year, and obviously I only got 7 more games in, but it just helped me out, and getting that first goal off your chest is always nice.
You definitely increase your performance during those big games. You did it so in the IIHF tournament for Canada. How is the difference between the WHL and playing international play?
I've been lucky enough to play U17s, and I've played two international at with Halinka and the U18 World Championships, one in Czech and one in Finland there, and it's always so cool to be able to travel the world and go to Europe. I've always dreamed about doing that and playing there, and got the opportunity to do that the past 2 summers here, and all the guys there are always great too, and you meet all bunch of new people, but you know most of them, and they're always the best guys to play with, and yeah, it's so cool being able to play in different rinks. Like lots of the ice is Olympic size too in Europe, so that's a cool change. And then all the food and just the lifestyle and society there is just completely different, which is so cool to be around, and especially to play there and live there for a couple weeks. And yeah, I've been lucky to go there, but yeah, I think whenever you put the leaf on, it's pretty hard to not try your hardest and put everything on the line for your country. It's kind of the thing to do, and wearing that jersey, it's easy to say it, but once you put that jersey on, it's a different feeling for sure. It's playing in front of your country and playing for your country to try and bring home gold medal, in which I've been fortunate enough to win both of them.
Do you wear your gold medal a lot? Check it out on the mirror and
Um,
stuff.
no, maybe the first week I got it and brought it home, I was probably a little cocky around the house, especially to my sisters and parents, but not anymore now.
You said you owned where you had some animals and pets. What are you, a dog or cat person or more exotic animal?
I'm a bit of both, but
Mhm.
I would say more dog. I have a German Shepherd, and she's
Nice.
yeah, the best thing possible for me, and I'm yeah so glad I have her. But I would say definitely more of a dog, but I also have a cat, and his name is Potato. So I'm a I'm a big cat fan too. So I'm good with either or, but dogs are definitely my go-to.
Who named your cat Potato?
My two little sisters. I have two little sisters named Cora and Audrey. They're 12 and 15.
It's awesome. That's a great cat name. That's probably the best cat name I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
Have you envisioned your first NHL game?
Um, a little bit, more so when I was younger, just
Mhm.
skating on the outdoor rink with my dad or alone on after school or something like that, and just kind of envisioning me just yeah going for that rookie lap with hopefully no helmet, but I guess you never know. But yeah, no, it's obviously a dream of every kid to go out on that first lap, and it's almost like you're setting stone for the next hopefully 15, 20 years of your life. So yeah, I've definitely envisioned it, but not trying to too much and trying to just kind of get my feet under myself and get there first by kind of working hard and getting through all this. And yeah, it's going to be an awesome day.
What has the NHL draft process been like from a player's perspective that fans might not know?
Yeah, it's pretty hectic. It's pretty cool though. Especially for me. Well, I haven't played so many games this year, so I've had a kind of debrief from it than most of the guys that are in it playing all 68 games. So I've had the chance to kind of look back on it from a Eagles perspective and just enjoy it. Try and sit back and enjoy the chaos of all of it. And it only happens once in your life. So it's a pretty cool thing to go through. And my parents and sisters and family members have been so well of just keeping me positive and hanging around me. And yeah, my teammates have been awesome too. And I got a couple teammates on our team going through it too, and it's the best way to put it is just to enjoy it. And we had Nate Danielson last year, and he went ninth overall, obviously. So I asked him quite a bit of questions, and he helped me along the way. And he got traded to Portland, but for the first half of the season, he really like taught me to just sit back and enjoy it, and it's not something to be worried about because he can't really change much. And I lived with Charlie Ellick, who also went through it last year. And yeah, it's just nice to have guys to that's gone through it with you and to tell you on what to do for things.
Nate Danielson, I believe, was friends with Connor Bedard. And I'm a Blackhawks fan, so this is why I'm going to ask this question. During your offseason, have you trained with NHL players or like Connor Bedard or anybody like that?
I've not trained with Connor Bedard. No, I've skated with him in the summer once in Kelowna, and
That
he's
counts.
a yeah, he's a pretty cool player, especially playing with him. And his shot is just it's ridiculous, and the way he thinks the game is next level. So it was an unbelievable experience. But in the summers, we got a couple NHL guys. Like I train with Chandler Stevenson. He's plays on Seattle Kraken. And like Berkeley Catton's one of my best friends, Kevin Korchinski. So those guys
Nice.
are all from Saskatoon, and we like to hang out lots and play cards or kind of hang out after our workouts. But yeah, there's quite a few people from Saskatoon now in the NHL, and especially drafted to the NHL. So it's growing.
If you win the Stanley Cup in the future, what's the first thing you do with it? What would your day with the cup be?
Oh, that's a great question. I haven't really thought about that, but I would definitely say I'm a big boat guy, and I love like
Okay.
wake surfing and that kind of thing. So I would take it on the boat. Like I think Matthew Kachuk did. I saw a video on that of him in Florida taking on the boat. I think he almost lost the cup, but I don't think I would surf with it like him. But yeah, I would definitely. I think I would take it on the boat and maybe go for a surf with my family and friends would be my ideal day.
What are your passions outside of hockey? Do you play other sports or cross train?
Yeah, I played track and field all the way through elementary school, and I have a sports court in my backyard, so I play basketball for like 2 hours a day, regardless of in the summer of what we're doing. And then pickleball sometimes against my dad if he's out there. But other than sports, I'm huge into almost everything. There's not something I won't be interested in. But yeah, I like school. I like learning about different kind of things and methods. I like learning about space. Space really cool to me, and I'm a big family guy and pet guy, so I'm always around trying to hang out with my sisters, even though I annoy them a little bit. So, but yeah, no, I'm almost everywhere. So yeah, I have a definitely not just hockey side to me.
What's one thing teammates know about you that fans probably don't?
Good question. Um, I would say just that that's a great question.
I'm in my
Uh,
bag today. That's great.
That's a tough one. I haven't been asked that. I gotta think on that. I'll get it. I would say probably that I'm a bigger school guy than people would think, and that I kind of enjoy. sitting back and listening to a good science class or something.
What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject, other than gym, obviously, for the obvious answer, would be science. Science is kind of
Mhm.
amazes me every time I go to it. I would definitely be more of a biomed, like learn about the body kind of science. But yeah,
What are your favorite space movies? Like mine is Interstellar.
mine would also be Interstellar. It's such a good movie and hard to kind of go away from. But
Yeah.
I'm not someone who knows a whole lot about space. I just like to talk about it with my buddies if we're sitting in a hot tub or something and kind of
Yeah.
gotta chop it. But yeah, that's yeah, Interstellar.
If you could build the perfect NHL forward using different attributes from current or past players, whose skating, shot, hockey IQ, and physicality would you choose?
Oh, that's a good question. I would definitely take McDavid skating, Ovechkin shot. I would take Pavel Datsuk's hockey IQ, and I would take probably Scott Stevens' physicality.
If you could go back and give advice to your 10-year-old self about hockey, what would you say?
I'd definitely say just to enjoy the process is the biggest thing. I think there's so many ups and downs in hockey, and especially throughout the Western Hockey League, this league is there's so many like ups, downs that you got to get through, and I think just enjoying the process and knowing that everything's going to work out in the end, and yeah, just trying to love the game more than the end goal is the biggest thing.
Or when did you have that moment where you're like, I can make it to the NHL?
Yeah, hockey's been definitely my biggest passion my whole life. Just my dad grew me up into it, and he played hockey for the Red Deer Rebels and the Saskatoon Blades, and then moved on to the CIS Huskies. So I kind of followed him around the rink when, especially when I was young, and then he built a pond in our backyard for a while, and yeah, that was kind of the place where I learned to love the game and play every day. I would play after school and before school lots, and it was just a place where I could go, or a stress-free, happy place. And I think when I realized that I could do it for a living and my dream could maybe come true would probably be in midget or bantam was like a big eye opener for me. And then I would say especially my last year in the Western Hockey League, I kind of really figured out that this could be my life and something that I really want to work towards for the and make it a living.
Do you have any pregame rituals or routines that help you get in the right mindset?
Not overly, no. I have a routine that I usually come to the rink at the same time and usually stretch for 30 minutes and then hang out with the guys, but I'm pretty laid back in the like superstitions and stuff like that. I like to just come to the rink in a good mood and listen to some good music. There's not certain music I'll listen to in the car. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling, but I like to come and kind of just be in a happy mood and yeah, come usually 3 hours before the game and do some stretches, then play ball with the guys, and then just get ready. I'm not too serious about it. I like to play a little bit of both, a little laid back and serious. So yeah.
Your car singer, so whenever I'm in the car, I jam out. Do you have like a specific song that you sing during karaoke or in the shower alone or something? Like,
I'm a big Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Demi Lovato kind of song person. So I could give you a ton, but I would say if I had to give you one, I would say "Give Your Heart a Break" by Demi Lovato.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I went to a picnic once with Demi Lovato and Wilmer Valderrama, so that was kind of cool. And like
Oh, that is
to
cool.
see, I was a kid, but
He's
how do you
awesome.
prepare for NHL draft interviews with teams? What do you focus on when talking to them?
Um, I'm not so much you focus on too much. I just try and be myself and kind of show them who I am. And yeah, I don't really focus on impressing them or anything too much. I like to just try and be myself and answer how I would if I was talking to my dad. So they get the real me and there's no fake of it. So yeah, I think just trying to be yourself and just enjoying the process. Like I said again, it's you're never gonna get interviewed for the NHL another year after this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like enjoying it and just being you.
What goals do you have for the rest of the season with the Wheat Kings?
Yeah, I think we have a really good hockey team here, and we can do some damage in the playoffs. So if I'm yeah, I'm getting back the fourth, and hopefully we can make a run for it and get into the seed that puts us in a good spot to make it through the first few rounds. And you never know in playoffs where that goes. And my goal obviously is to win the Memorial Cup this year. And our team's really good, and when we're going, we gel together really well. And that's a big goal. As far as personal goals, um, obviously the draft is a big goal of mine. Not so much the pick, just being able to go to a team that and I'm sure every team's perfect for me. And yeah, like draft's a big goal, and just kind of ending the season on the right foot and just staying consistent is another big goal of mine. So
Best player under 23 in the NHL.
best player under 23. I'd probably have to go with. I'm a big Macklin Celebrini fan, and I think he's been unbelievable this year. And
Yeah.
he's such a great player, and he's so smart. So I'd have to go with him.
He's great.
Yeah,
I watched Macklin play yesterday. I mean, he has an incredible shot.
yeah.
He is incredible. Which teams or players have inspired you the most growing up?
Yeah, the biggest teams have been Detroit Red Wings. My dad's always been a Detroit Red Wing fan, and he kind of brought me into that. So Pavel Datsyuk's like my favorite all-time player of all time. So being able to watch his highlights and stuff has definitely been the most inspiring, especially the way he like manipulated guys and with his stick handling was crazy. So he was definitely the guy that I looked up to the most and watched the most videos about and tried to kind of carbon copy his game.
You could have dinner with three players, past or present. Who would they be?
Pavel Datsyuk would be one. I'm a big Austin Matthews guy, so I'd say Austin Matthews. And whew, who would be that third? I would say Bobby Orr would be pretty cool.
Do you think you've evolved as a player over the last few years leading up to the draft?
Yeah, I think obviously I'm really tall and my body was pretty immature when I was even now, but when I was younger and 16 and 15, it was kind of I was already 6'3", 6'4", so I was still catching up to myself. So I think body wise, it was a huge step for me this year, just maturing and taking the off season to build strength all over my body, and I think that was a really big step. And then yeah, like your mindset kind of matures as you go through the league, and from your 16 to 18-year-old year, it's a big step up because now you're trying to lead the team and be a good role model for all the rookies and guys on your team and younger guys. Because I know especially like when I played at 16, it's such a tough league to gel with older guys and to be able to play your game at a 16-year-old level. So I know how tough it is, and just being able to put yourself in their shoes and help them out with that as much as you can is the biggest thing of maturity, I think.
What kind of feedback have you received from scouts throughout the season?
Just mostly, it's all on my injury. Mostly, it's
Yeah.
just trying to stay positive for the games you missed, and everyone's watched you enough already. So just trying to stay positive and just wait for that green light, which obviously is Tuesday. So just trying to stay positive and not worry about too much, and yeah, just take the time to be able to do some other stuff that you can work on in your life, which has been awesome for me. And yeah, that's just kind of the message most of the time.
How does it feel to know your potential is being recognized despite the injury?
Yeah, so obviously that's a great feeling, and for especially a scout of an NHL team to be able to tell you that is a awesome feeling, and just a feeling of relief that people see me in that way. And yeah, I think it's a really big compliment, and something that I can take forward and make it easier to come back to, as well as no pressure to be this crazy that most people know that I can play the game, and kind of playing it for my teammates and my family. So just being able to just go out there with no pressure and just play my game, my stress-free game that I would love to play.
The biggest challenge you face so far in the WHL?
The biggest challenge for me would be moving away from home, just
Yeah.
because I'm a big family guy, friends guy, and my pets too. So it's tough for me to move away at 16. And most guys, like, well, not most, a couple of the guys moved to those Alberta or BC teams and places that they had to move away for bantam at like 14, which I never did. I stayed home. So I think the 16-year-old move was really tough on me and really like built my character and my mental game. So I think it was really good for me, but it was definitely the toughest thing I've gone through.
What was it like to adjust into the pace of the WHL when you first joined?
Yeah, from midget to the dub, it's a big step. It's a really
Mhm.
big step, but especially having the 20-year-olds in the league, and yeah, like the top end talent in the WHL is crazy. So those guys are all unbelievable, and it's so cool to be able to just sit back and watch them some games, and yeah, the pace is way crazier than the than midget, and it was a big step for me, especially that 16-year-old year was a little bit of a tough year for me with the moving away from home and the pace and everything.
Mhm.
So I think being able to adjust that to that took some time, but you eventually find your way in your groove and you get your confidence. And I think confidence is the most important thing for adjusting a pace and just knowing that you're able to play and you're good enough to play. So yeah,
If you could describe your game in 3 words, what would they be?
I would say unique, competitive, and skilled.
Can you share a story of when you were completely out of your comfort zone, but it made you a better player?
Yeah, I I played a game in Bantam as a double underage because there was a team short guys, so and we were playing against Nolan Allen in this Bantam game, and he was huge. He like was the same size I think in Bantam, and obviously now he's playing for the Chicago Blackhawks. He played half the season there, so that's pretty cool for you. But yeah, he was the same size, and I have never been more scared in my life to play a hockey game. And he ended up absolutely killing me in I think my second shift of the game. And yeah, you realize like it was so much bigger in your head, and just the pain of getting hit by him was just way more enthusiastic in your brain, and kind of your brain just plays a big role. So being able to get out of your comfort zone, I think thickens your skull a bit and grows you into a better player.
He was a former first round pick, I
Yeah,
believe in like 2020 or 2021. So yeah, it's surprising that he was the same size back then too.
yeah, he was
What's
huge.
what's the most unforgettable game or goal you've scored in your career so far?
The first goal I scored with Hockey Canada at U18's Helenka was the big in the first game against Finland. That was a big goal, just getting your feet under yourself. And for that U18 tournament, that's just such a huge tournament, so much fun with the guys. And I think the first goal in the major like Europe tournaments was awesome, and it'll be something I never forget. And then a game I can't forget would be the finals there at Helenka. It was crazy. It was in Czech Republic, and the rink there was just packed with so many Czechs. And it was like we were playing, and there was like flares going off and stuff, and it was like plus 30 in the rink, and it was just so cool. It's just a different atmosphere, and it was awesome to play it. And obviously, it went to overtime, and I did take a penalty in overtime, so that was also the scariest moment of my life. But no, it was an awesome game, and just gets your heart pumping. So yeah,
How was it being in the penalty box in overtime?
it was awful. It was I've never experienced anything like that in a 3-3 game in the penalty box in overtime. But it was terrible. I can't even describe how I was feeling. I couldn't even watch. But
What's
thank
your
God, I think my billet brother Charlie Alec blocked a few shots for me to let me out of the box, and then obviously Malcolm Spence ended the game with a great play. So that was awesome.
When things aren't going well on the ice, how do you find a way to flip the switch mentally and turn things around?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just having that reset button on the bench, and maybe it's a
Mhm.
deep breath for you, or maybe it's thinking back to when you're on the pond, or it's thinking back to your best shift and just visualizing yourself playing out there and knowing you're good enough to be out here. And sometimes you can forget that and lose a little bit of confidence, but I think just having a reset button to be able to step away from the game for a couple seconds and then get back is a huge part of the game as well.
What's your favorite part of the game?
My favorite part of the game is I think just being around my teammates. I'm a huge teammate guy, and just like being at the rink. I love to be at the rink and hang out with the guys, especially after the game or after the ice time. So, my favorite part of the game is definitely my teammates.
What kind of player do you envision yourself becoming in 5 years?
Yeah, it's obviously it's a cool thing to think about, and a player I'd like to be is just a guy that a coach can count on to
Mhm.
play any minute and play a top six role that's going to be hard to play against, and a guy that's going to score a lot of goals and be like someone you don't really want to play against, a playoff guy that can hopefully hoist the cup a few times in his life, and that's obviously the end goal, and it would be so cool to do that.
Who's your NHL comparison for yourself?
I would say mine would be Ryan Getzlaf.
Okay.
Just because there's
Very
not a
cool.
whole lot of righties that are centers that are really tall, so
Mhm.
it's tough to find one. But I would say Ryan Getzlaf fits me a bit.
Who do you think is your Mount Rushmore of hockey? The best 4 players in your opinion?
In my opinion, the best four players in order or not in order.
Not in order, it doesn't have to be.
Mario Lemieux,
Mhm.
Wayne Gretzky. Oh, I have to pick between. I have to go with the Sass, Gordie Howe, and I'll say I'm a big Jaromir Jagr fan.
Gordie Howe was great. Yager's still playing at 52,
Yeah,
but
that's
he's yeah,
insane.
he probably could play in the NHL now. If you could add one new skill to your game instantly, what would it be and how would you incorporate it in your play?
I think the biggest skill that I could add that would be crazy would be definitely like a McDavid quickness or something
Mhm.
that's just like those fast twitch muscles to be able to move around. I'm not too sure if that's even possible to get to that McDavid quickness, but like just the ability for him to manipulate the game with his crossovers and being able to just manipulate defenders on where he's going is unbelievable, and it just helps him so much to be able to just create space and dominate the game and be the guy that can always have the puck and kind of get into open areas.
Off of the ice, what is one thing that takes up a lot of your time?
The biggest thing that takes up, I'm not a big video game guy unless I play like on my phones. I play a bit of Clash of Clans, but
Mhm.
on no console, I'm not a big console guy. So the biggest thing would be cards. Our team's a big card fans like poker, euchre, schnarps is mostly the biggest ones. We play a lot of board games too, and Clue or like Ticket to Ride is a good one for our team. So yeah, it would be board games and cards are the two things that we do most.
Answer checkers.
I'm not a big. I'm like chess is really hard for me. Although checkers, I would say chess. I've been trying to learn chess, especially with my old billet brother when I was 16. Was a big chess wizard, so that's all he did. So I learned it off him. But I think I'd probably lose to most people in chess. But I am trying to learn it better.
What's the best interview you've ever been on or had? Like you felt like you were on it.
Yeah, the best interview I've ever been on. Um, Best interview I've ever been on. Great question. Huh. Hmm. I would say I've had so many interviews through the years that it's kind of hard to pinpoint one. The best interview that I've got would be probably the Team Canada one where Alan Miller called me to tell me I made the team. So that would be the coolest one for me and just the most memorable. So yeah.
Is there anything you would want to plug or talk about? I see you have a Hope for Holden shirt. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you want to talk about while you're on this?
No, it's just today I guess is the National Rare Disease Day, and my best friend on the team here, Caleb Hanlon, has a billet brother who's got a rare disease called AT, and yeah, I think we're just raising money for him and trying to get a spread awareness for it. And he's the happiest guy I know, and like I know for sure is he's one of my role models in life, and just kind of being able to put yourself in his shoes is anytime, no matter how he's feeling, he's always the happiest guy in the room and always lighting up the room. And his uh his outlook on life is the best outlook, and I look up to him every day, and yeah, it's just he's a guy you just want to be like.
Thank you for sharing that, and I really appreciate you for, taking the time with me to answer questions. And um, I did not know you were coming back the fourth, so that's news to me. So congratulations on that, overcoming everything that you've had to overcome. It's been a tough season, and I hope you the best during this entire process in your career.
Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it.